Good evening, traders, and welcome to the StockX Capital weekly watch list. So a lot of things are happening this week, and we want to make sure that we provide you guys with this video so that way you guys can make the most educated and smartest decisions this week, because it is FOMC meeting minutes week, and we know that the StockX Capital team, we tend to destroy these weeks. We've been doing very successful, and we've been, last week we had over 6-7 trades that all went green and only had one bad trade, and definitely very proud of that for everything that went on. So this week we want to share our input on what's happening in the market and give our analysis slash prediction, because we really tend to do that a lot. I share my input and based on my details about the gamma levels and how the market is structured, what are the key implications that can affect the movement of the market, is really vital and plays an important role in how I predict the future movement. So last week we were spot on about the market analysis. We were bullish, and then on the Friday we managed to get a nice bearish play as well, and that was the 41.85 puts. We definitely played the market for that 150 point move, and it was definitely a sweet ride all the way to the top. So based off that, what's my prediction for this week? So in order to answer that question, first we gotta understand what's happening this week. So this week we have the FOMC meeting minutes, of course. That's happening this Wednesday at 2 p.m. And the FOMC meeting minutes, just in case for you new traders, and if you are not familiar with how that event works, basically they give a brief, the Federal Reserve provides a brief statement on the overall economy and gives an outlook on the future inflation hikes. So that definitely plays a vital role. But the last FOMC meeting minutes, the market didn't really move. So we want to go through this in great detail and see what can really happen. Okay. Now, another important thing as well, we got some really notable earnings from NVDA that is happening on Wednesday after market. And we also have Snowflake that is happening the same time as the video earnings. So AI sector is going to be huge today, and a lot of stocks can definitely move off that. Okay, so before we get into the prediction, let's go over the charts that we see right here. So this right here is my SPX chart, and by the way, if you guys watch my videos, 100% you guys will see the charts and information I give inside my room. So just a little bit of a hint, watching these YouTube videos, I give a lot of hints on that. Okay, so in this SPX chart, which is only available for members, you see here that we pretty much gave a category on each of the following ranges. So between 4100 and 4150, that is going to be a chop range, and it has been for some time. However, our new chop range this week is going to be 4150 to around 4180. Okay, so if SPX cannot break above 4200, one of our prediction is that we're pretty much going to be trading in that specific range here. Okay, so let me write that down here so that way you guys can pretty much see where the chop range will be. So right there, that's pretty much what we're looking at as our chop range. Now, if SPX can gap through the upside here, okay, so I kind of messed up my chart here. So if SPX can pretty much gap through that 4100 level, then we see huge upside potential. That's going to be our bullish breakout range, and that's an area that you definitely want to watch out for. Okay, so the 4200 level has a major opportunity for bigger upside here, and pretty much if you've been looking at the chart, we do see that area has been a struggle. And based on the information I provided in my room, the 4250 is going to be our top weekly range. Okay, so we do see a possibility of that happening, but 4250, that's where the gamma levels start to look very shaky. So I'm pretty sure that SPX won't break above the level unless we see positive news based on the outcome of the FOMC. So right around here is where we see SPX going for. And I do apologize, I'm using this iPad for the first time to make this video. But anyways, let's see what other things that we have in mind. So our top range is 4250 and our bottom range this week is 4130. Okay, but pretty much up until from Monday to Wednesday, going to be a little choppy around 42, 4180, 4160, may even possibly see 4150. And if I see 4150 happen today, I'm very likely to add some calls as well on top of that. Okay. So the next stock I want to go over is Tesla. So everyone's favorite, Tesla, not having the best year, of course. NVIDIA's this is a year for semiconductors pretty much here. But one of the key things for Tesla here is you really want to watch the 180 calls. Okay, so if they do gap around 6 to 7 range, pretty much you want to see that 5 range hold on Tesla. And the 200-day MA is right over there at 172. So be sure to watch out for that specific level, okay? Because if it does break down, then pretty much you got a nice breakdown all the way to 146 possible on FOMC, with that 151 being the key level there. Okay, so going to be looking at Tesla to see if it holds this 160 as the key support. But pretty much not a big fan of Tesla right now because it is trading in our sideways range, as you can see, between 172 and 182. So between that, it's going to be really hard to trade Tesla. You pretty much want to treat that as a quick trade for now, okay? So not really big into that as well. But if it does get to 190, I may want to play some calls because that's when the 180 call is going to be worth 10, and that's a big inflection point overall. Okay, so Microsoft, also, it's well above my category ranges here, okay? I think this stock here, definitely, it has been moving, and looks like over time, it does want to get to around that 140 level, because we do know that AI has been trending a lot, and that's pretty much what's taking on the market right now. But the key thing here is that NVIDIA earnings is going to be a big tell for AI, and if the demand is there, Microsoft can be a play. Microsoft tends to be more of a slow moving play. That's why I have equity. We have equity all the way at 277 on the stock, and pretty much been holding that, writing covered calls on this. Our covered calls expire in June, so that's fine. If I banked a lot of premiums off that, and definitely like Microsoft as a long-term hold. Above 320 for Microsoft, a little bit tough to say, but I pretty much think that Google is a better opportunity for AI if you guys want to get that, because it hasn't really had that big move. It did move, right? But it has more upside if it follows the Microsoft trend here, okay? So what we see is we got 131 here. If NVIDIA earnings are good, Snowflake is showing a surge in earnings based on AI trendiness. If that happens, these stocks are all going to go boom, and we're probably going to see QQQ have a big push as well. Now, if they don't show great earnings, then of course Google is going to be impacted, and a lot of these stocks are going to be struggling as well. Okay, so Another thing that I have on my watch list as well this week is NOW. Okay, so NOW, you know, the stock definitely pulling up. This is a year for techs, looks like. So watch that 520 level here. Okay, 520 level is going to be a big inflection point for the stock here. If it does get through that specific point, that's when they start to really jack the premiums. And you know, I want to see that as a hint. Okay, so what I'm waiting for on NOW is to see if there's a little bit of a consolidation. Get it around 500. 500 is a nice support to play as a lotto into the NVDA earnings. Okay, so NOW partnership with NVIDIA, big deal here. Stock's gonna be trending, but if we can get this at 500 and by the 520 calls or 530 calls, then most likely you're gonna get a nice play there. So like the setup for 520 calls once it hits that specific point here. Okay. Okay, and the last stock I want to go over here is LRCX. So LRCX, huge push that we've been seeing here, and key level is that above this 600 level, can see 630 level, and I would really like to see LRCX go down to 573 area. I think it might trade around this range for some time, you know, while we get through NVIDIA earnings on Wednesday. So would like to get some calls on this around that specific level. Okay, so that's what I see as my main game plan for now. Now, besides all that, here's my prediction or my analysis, I think, on what can happen this week. Okay, so for now, I place a slight bullish, trend on the market. I think we're going to see a lot of chop prior to the FOMC, but I think the FOMC meeting minutes might be a good one, and we might see a nice pullback towards upside. I do think we're going to be chopping around that 4170, 4200 level early on, and then eventually down the road we're going to see some nice pull. Now keep in mind, I may change my analysis depending on the outcome of the FOMC. We also have the core PCE numbers as well, and that can really impact things. Okay, so if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll be posting more content continuously on a day-to-day basis, so that way you guys make the right informed decision. So I'll see you guys in the next one.